Hello, Fight or Die Warriors, FD8 contenders, my super women. I am so proud of you for being here today. It's the end of August. It's the toughest time in life where fitness is pretty much dead in life. As in, I remember when I was a young fitness toddler and I needed the community of, the fun that people keep on training. I was a loner there too, but I wanted and needed a support community, other people who do it. You are part of a whole clique of people who keep on doing the same thing. And I remember how it felt like everyone is just kind of giving up and quitting. And I thought that was ridiculous, because what are you going to do then? So I saw through the on and off early, because I got scolded too fast that my body wasn't gonna let me be like a princess who wanted all and then have the cookie and not eat it and then complain about it, all that stuff. It's growing pains. And today I want you to know that one of the most frustrating parts in my work that I work on to handle, to not be frustrated with, is how I am unfortunately a little bit of some kind of famous people for you. That you have your relationship with me and you kind of put into your mind what I think about you and how I rate you, and it's pretty obvious that you have no clue. And that's why I'm here, for you. Because you cannot read my mind, and I can tell, because apparently I am the tough, bad person who don't understand that you're struggling. So let me think for you. So I tell you, because I'm a communicator. When you are with me and I'm in your life, and you wonder sometimes, have you thought about friends and who is showing up? I thought this morning, I don't know, like if I'm just dying off here, if someone is gonna kind of wake up and think, Pauline, is she still around? Because I'm a loner, so I stick to myself. And it's so important for you to know my function in our community, because I am the friend who kind of comes to you and knocks on the door virtually and say, hey, what are you doing? How are you feeling? Are you working for your happiness? But that is something that gets lost when you get discouraged and feel defeated, when you feel it's too hard and you think I don't understand you. But I do, because it takes one to know one. Been there, done that. And I know the struggle. I know also why you get frustrated when you think that I judge you based on how you are struggling, which is completely the opposite. That I know how hard it is. And I know also how one little thing going wrong can completely be like a domino effect. You can't get back, even though you know that you're supposed to just start over the next moment, not the next week, not the next month. But it's so hard. I know. It's if it wasn't that easy about the mind, right? Like that little thing about the mind. And now you forget everything starts, and everything that is in the world started with a thought. And you think it's not going to be a big thing to work to perfect a little bit better happiness mindset for you. So what I care about is a community that's healthy and happy and are not following some kind of cultural prison style of in eating and training so hard so you can never be happy. I feel like everyone has forgotten why I made my life the way I want. So let me tell you, so you understand what I support you to do in my coaching, in my community. I live my life for me. I don't live it to fit into someone else. I take all the criticism happily, because I need to know that I cannot be an inconvenience for myself. And I refuse to do things that I don't feel is of purpose for my life. I am simple I know what makes me happy, and that is what I do every day, which means if I'm teaching you and you love to eat just like me, and you somehow think because you are subscribing to a regular mainstream diet culture that it doesn't matter how you feel, it's all about the body look, then you won't understand that I think it's ridiculous to build up something that is so hard to reprogram. As what are you doing every day in energy provision, which is you are fueling your life every day. It's not going to be easy to change that when you have your whole life to be destructive, probably not really that productive. You wouldn't need a fitness coach if you knew how to be your best friend for yourself. It's so important for me as a coach to understand that I want you to be able to understand nutrition and eating, to understand yourself, so you can stop having this kind of princess expectation that you are just not gonna have what you get in trouble with eating. So you are trying to be some kind of princess without a life, someone who doesn't even care about living and having fun, doesn't have to taste that good, because why? And that is when you're realizing that you have just that attitude because you haven't thought about committing for life the way I have. So that is why many of you get frustrated indirectly with me, because you think that something is wrong with you for not understanding how to just be tough. You don't have to have what you crave. The thing is, you can't win over that because you're trying too hard. You're trying to force to not have what you want. So it's a mind thing. It's not really that you need it, but you have to allow yourself to train to wean yourself off. It's like a kid's dream versus an adult. You're not going to have the same thing. You're not going to be like a kid all your life, I hope, who's going to say, I want the cookie because if I can't have the cookie right now, I don't have anything. Crying. It's that or nothing, you know. But a lot of people are still up to that mindset today, and we're 60, 70 years old, right? I know my mom can be like that, I can be like that, so we just have to know the way we are and don't think we are more. Well, we can be, but you know what I mean. So many of you believe that I feel that you're not doing it good enough, like you're projecting your own expectations, your own desire to want to be your best self, your ideal. When you're not doing that, and it might be a new experience that you're not always the one you think you are in the head, then that becomes a frustration, that you feel like, you know, that I'm judging you for not being strong enough or tough enough or whatever you want to call it. And it's all bull, because I know, here's the thing, when clients are in the start of a challenge, everyone loves to have me close, because you think then is when you need me. You're motivated, you want to make sure everything is right and perfect. Unfortunately, that is like the step one to fail, because you're going to have so high expectations and have the pressure on yourself, so you think I have the same thing. And that is pure ignorance. If you think I expect you to be so perfect and so be ready to understand and do, you forget it's life. You're not studying for a test, an exam, and you have to know the answers. And that's the big difference, when you realize that the challenges I host are there for you because you are gonna be the same way for a long, long time before you come up to that level of remembering to work to be healthy. If you think about it, you are discouraged when your body doesn't look the way you want, but you're gonna die from a health disease because you care nothing about your body, right? You see? That's what I mean. You gotta know the mind isn't really that clever at times. You should want to live to be healthy and happy and feel great. Because when you live the feeling, well, what else is then? Then you feel amazing. The feeling is why you're in it. That's why I say it would be foolish to not want to feel great, because it doesn't have to feel great. You just have to look good. That's what I mean. Now you're realizing that if your body's not really gonna look that good for other people's ideas for all your time, let's say you would maybe just have a half dream body, not the full absolute most. It's like you would have 10% less of perfection. Can you handle that in your all or nothing mind? Would it be worth your body to have a life? That's when you realize too that if you can't motivate yourself about the essentials, actually health is wealth, how are you gonna be able to motivate yourself when I tell you that no matter how strong your body becomes, you're not going to be able to keep the body anyway, because it's not here forever. You are forever, maybe, but not your body. And if you can't learn to love it, you're going to hate yourself. And do you really want to gamble with having hate until you die because nobody told you how to love your body and to just have that as a principle? And that's why I'm here, because I the biggest thing with being a loner is to not have people put into my mind, like, you know, when people just judge you by what they think you think and they have no clue and they're always wrong, right? So here is like, you think I don't think that you're working hard, you think that I think you're weak, you think so much about you should be tougher. I just see that you don't know me because you are in and out and in and out. And when I'm a communicator in my relationships, I saw problems with my people, in my relationships with my friends, because that's how you work. You don't just drift away. Nothing will change for the better then. But since I'm a coach and you kind of don't want to talk when you feel like you're not doing really what you wanted to be doing, you don't want to witness, you don't want to talk, so you're typical, like all women always say, my partner isn't communicating, drifting away, distancing, not solving. Well, that is what you all do, so it takes one, right? So you gotta understand, with me, communicate so I can help you find your way. And why don't people do it? Like, why? When I'm there accessible, how come all women love to kind of not ever ask, even though they're struggling? Because you wanna solve it slower, because you wanna have as much time to figure it out before you can, so you can have less time of happiness and bliss and self-actualization, I guess. No, because that ego, that you don't want to be helped, you want to do it your way. You've been raised that you should try it yourself, shouldn't ask for help, yeah. But then it's almost like it's laughable. You don't know what to do. You expect to be what? An expert? So let me just say, isn't that a pure sign of ignorance, that you don't need an expert to do what you have never mastered, and you're going to do that in an environment which is, it's designed to not have you have discipline or remember the health matters. And if you go around in the world and you struggle with motivation with food and you have no clue about pancreas health and how that affects what you're eating, I mean, there's so many ways you can motivate yourself that has nothing to do with the body look anyway. And that's my point. I want you to really know that if you are investing by now about looks, you are building something that's not going to be motivating. Because the look will probably take longer than the feeling. Oh, probably it will. You will feel amazing before you can give yourself the critical eye to say, yeah, I look great or I feel great. It cannot be about the look, and that's the thing. It's ironic, but when people love to talk about my body, how I have an incredible physique, I feel like you're missing the whole point, because my body, well, it's not gonna last anyway. My mind and what I have come out of my mind in fighter diet and the way of living, that's what I'm proud of. So when you get to know me and you spend time with me, you're gonna realize I am the friend who checks up on you. I don't know why I have so many different people who are in my mind. I think about everyone, what happened to them, what are they doing? And everyone loves to reassure me that, you know, after I get in a week or so after challenge, yeah, they're still doing it, they're still at it. But usually, no, after a week or so, you go back to your regular default, and there you go. You're back to what you were. You just thought you were stronger, more retrained to a new environment, and stay in the environment without flaring off what you thought that was. But then you're realizing, again, you didn't know yourself as well as you thought. And that's every day, pretty much. But only if you have the growth in you that you want to grow and learn, but not if you want to hold on to something that is like a set image. So with you, you gotta see that I am not at all the person you thought I am or was or whatever. Like, I really care about the happiness and how people are feeling. I cannot stand when women are competing with each other or not supporting. Like, it's enough about that. So my community is really about the friendship place. Because I come out with programs to keep it fun. I come out with new workout training because I have to have it. I mean, I live the life, so my life keeps on, and I just love to help you find your way. And I know that it's gonna be very hard to make it happen and stay happening in you if you don't have the environment at home. And if you want to debate it, well, prove me wrong so you can get somewhere with all your fitness ambition and endeavors. So we are on the last days, and I'm gonna go into the group and just love all my women because I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of things that you have no clue of. Like when you don't want to go and train, you still do it because you have learned that you're not tired past a few minutes. I am proud of you for doing POBO and not trying to be on a starvation diet because you are scared of eating. I mean, there's so many things that I love about my community, but the most thing is I just love that you want to be happy and healthy and you don't want to be slave for all your past diaperies and stuff and body shaming, and like, you gotta just let that go. Everyone has their luggage and baggage, and that is the precursor to bliss, because now you have something to work. Problem solving is the purpose of life, lessons and learning. So today I just wanted to tell you too that when we now are on the last day of FD8, the current one, and next one is Build and Burn that starts Monday the 9th after Labor Day, I am inviting you who want to learn and love to have me close by in the voice messages and better lessons in the FD8 with a new messenger group, 250 people, first come, first serve. And that starts with you wanting that today, because today is when I leave the group there and start a new chapter for the new group to set it up. So for all you guys who have spent the 2 months with me, I am so proud of you. I'm gonna tell you in the group about everything that I just feel you need to know. I'm a communicator. I love to tell you how I think for real, because as you can see, I get frustrated that people believe so much that I am so tough and I'm so police and I don't understand you and I have had no problem. It's just a lie, because you don't know me enough and you have an image of me being 20 and young and dumb the way you should be. But what I love about my women who share is that when you're with me, it's good for you to have someone who doesn't fit in the norm, who doesn't follow the ideals, who's not doing the pretty look, the beautiful woman, the successful woman. You know, when you're supposed to do everything a woman, and even though you don't want to, you don't care for, it's all about the standards and you know, family and care. Like, it's really good for you to have a counterweight like me, because that way you will always look better in your in-laws, in your parents' eyes. Because look at Pauline, she's Pippi Longstopping all her life. She's a cat lady, she's child-free, car-free by choice, and she's happier than ever. And she loves that, and she's just blasting it. That's what I want you to have. An alternative female who walks my own way, and it has nothing to do with the body. So what if you love it strong enough? But there are gonna be a lot of people who don't, and I don't care about the difference. Because my body's for me, and I want you to love your body, and just think about this. You have a trained eye, a trained mind about what you're supposed to think is ideal, what is beautiful. You have that there to kind of serve as a good person in the society. You can get the best for your family. It's just ingrained like that. It's a species. It's like the crows, you know, they have the partner and then maybe they don't, and tigers have partners, horses too. So you want to match, right? You want to find the true love. You want to find that one and so on. And that is what I spent on diet. So that's why the diet is my true love story. Because every day is my happiness made. I want you to just know that I would never, being a loner, loving what I do is solitude. I would never spend so much time if I didn't love you unconditionally. I can't stop. I don't know what to do with myself, you know? Like, I have this bleedy heart and the passion, and I committed to it February 20, 1999. And I know the feeling, how it feels to feel like, why am I doing this when I don't want to? Why am I why am I supposed to do all that? I was the one who was having panic attacks and was so mad at 20 because I was gonna have a job to pay rent for an apartment. And I thought, that is not realistic, that I cannot do this just to have a place to be alive. That was me, and I'm still like that. I refuse to live my life doing what I don't love to do that has a purpose. So I want you to know that I welcome you to FD8 Build and Burn. The 250 people are gonna have the messenger group for extra voice lessons and motivation. I have a new book with new program. We're gonna have better lessons. I get better and better and stronger in my way of doing it for every round. I want to be my best, so I have goals. I want to have 1,000 women who I lead in this life. And I want to bring all the women who feel that they are not allowed to be themselves, or it's so hard of the pressure to be yourself that it's almost like you just kind of give up on it because it's just too much shaming and criticizing and ostracizing, that it's too much at stake. I know. You have so much in your life that you're juggling that I get just like, Jesus, I'm glad that I think about your health markers and your blood work and get you to the doctor, you know? I just want you to be healthy and happy, and I want you to love your body, because one day you will look back at your so-called bad body and just be happy that you had one. And I want you to be where I am now in my mind, where I just like, hell no, I will ever say anything about my body again that I feel is like criticizing. Not about that, it doesn't matter. So when I see my mind go in anything where I make a judgment, which we all do, every little thing becomes an observation, right? I instantly correct myself because I refuse to have any negativity about what is the body. Just imagine now, you have been trained to see ideals. You can retrain to see it the way I do, that no matter what, it's exactly the way it is. It's perfection. It's exactly the way it is, just perfection. You just have to stop the overthinking. Stop using the rational mind that breaks everything down so you can never be happy. That is what you do. So one big thing you gotta know about yourself, to not ask for help when I'm around, is pretty much a slap in the face when I'm not gonna be around forever, and you just take it for granted. So think about that. What you take for granted will grantedly be taken away. And it's not about me, it's about you for you. I love you, I'm proud of you. I hope to see you again in FD8 Bill and Burn. We start May 9th. I'll be here until next Friday, and then I have my week away from my solitude. And I look forward to keeping on building my friendships with you women. And I welcome everyone who's been looking in. And I want you to be welcomed, and that you're appreciated, you're loved, and you're gonna have a purpose, a calling. You help me, and I need you to inspire and lead and motivate other women who don't have your strength, who don't have it in them to stand strong for themselves. You are all needed to change the world with me the way we do together in FD8. You are all needed to be yourself. It's not many Paulines. I can't care for less. I don't want more Paulines. I mean, what a boring life if everyone likes that. We gotta have the community. Not everyone can be like a troglodyte, a lone wolf like me, because we wouldn't have a population. We wouldn't have kids who need to learn how to eat, like, you know. So don't ever think that to be good enough in my standard, and I don't care about my own standard for you, just, you know, it's not about me at all. I just have the most amazing program, Fighter Diet, that made me eliminate my own diet prison to make me free. And I'm so grateful, because I know the feeling of not knowing about food and hunger, and not sure how to trust yourself, and how it feels to sabotage, and to know you're gonna sabotage and don't want to do it and still do it. I know, and there's no way around it but the hard work. And that is the whole bliss, to want that when you come to that mind where you're so happy to have something that makes you passionate. Doesn't matter how much it pains or hurts or that it's a struggle. That's the whole point. You're signing up for that. The hard work life that you want is fitness life. And I just help you to find the way to enjoy it. And the secret is when you're realizing that the food you love that is the problem is the program. When you realize how you're feeling, it's an antidepressant, it's the happy pill, is to train your body, that it's a privilege and honor to have something to work and build, your own piece of art. Everything changes. It's just that pressure and that annoying focus on looks and surface, which, as you can see, I get annoyed when people give me credit for my amazing physique I built, because I think that's the mind. Why don't you give the mind all the accolades? So I hope to see you in FD8. All my love to you guys.